Presenting Relational vs. NoSQL Databases by Stephanie Smolewski. What makes a database right for you? Overall, a database is an organized collection of data. There are four main types: a text database, a desktop database program, relational database, and a NoSQL database. The difference between the relational database approach and the NoSQL database approach can be broadly explained with one concept: horizontal expansion. Throughout the duration of this project, we'll be focusing on the comparison between a relational database and a NoSQL database. We also hope to compare the powers and limits of the two with a deep dive into DynamoDB and Microsoft's Azure. We will explore the possibilities that could lead to one database performing better than the other, whether it's a crash or anything else that could affect the comparison between these two. What is a relational database? The concept of the relational database was born in 1970. A relational database is comparable to a spreadsheet where we can think of the overall workbook as a database containing rows and fields, or columns, with the individual sheets as tables. We can also build completely new tables out of required information from existing tables. What are the main properties of a relational database? Here, we could think of ACID: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. When designing our database, our goal is to maintain consistency in case of a failed transaction. A transaction is simply a single logical unit of work which accesses and possibly modifies the contents of a database. It is also extremely important to note that an RDBMS instance sitting within one physical server can cause several issues when we turn up the traffic. This is why scalability is important once our server begins to see an amount of traffic that it cannot handle. But isn't there still a potential issue here? Yes, because any physical server can fail no matter how much we scale. What is a NoSQL database? Once we need to store large volumes of data, it is time to jump over to NoSQL databases. And NoSQL DB do not require specified data types or a set schema or structure. The NoSQL databases have been created to support specific needs and use cases. These fall into four main categories: key value, document-based, column-based, and graph-based. Most NoSQL systems offer horizontal scalability and higher availability than relational DBs by sacrificing querying capabilities and consistency guarantees. Horizontal scaling means that the same ACID properties would have to be guaranteed when potentially many servers are involved in one transaction. However, a traditional ACID system can't operate under these conditions anymore, but a NoSQL system can under the CAP properties: consistency, availability, and partition tolerance. Unfortunately, no single system can have all of the CAP properties by the CAP theorem. In other words, it can guarantee at most 2 of 3 CAP properties at the same time. All in all, NoSQL databases are extremely useful in a lot of cases and perform where traditional RDBMS cannot. What is the case we will be examining and why we are making the comparisons between these two different types of databases? Since this is a short video, I'll do a quick summary. And at my job right now, my development team and I have been working on a solution to stop both the database overloads and server outages when traffic is running high in our systems. We mainly deal with 3 types of data: transactional, reporting, and archived. Amazon's DynamoDB is a NoSQL key-value document-oriented database. As a key-value database, it allows storing an item with an ID and then you get an item back. DynamoDB is a serverless database, meaning that when you work with it, you do not need to worry about individual machines. To store data in DynamoDB, you need to decide on the key type your table will have. Specifically, 2 different types of primary keys are supported: partition key and the sort key. The partition key is composed of one attribute known as the partition key, and attributes in DynamoDB are similar in many ways to fields or columns in other database systems. Now, the sort key can be a part of a composite primary key, which consists of a partition key and a sort key. Microsoft's Azure SQL Database. Azure SQL Database is a general-purpose relational database provided as a managed service. With it, you can create a highly available and high-performance data storage layer for the applications and solutions in Azure. Overall, we would have the ability to change the data in our operational or transactional databases without affecting the reporting data. To learn more, please watch my 10+ minute video for my final project. Thank you.